Hello everyone，大家好。So we start our today's live stream. Okay, can you hear me well? I hope you can hear me good. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is recently I've been working a lot with people to improve their pronunciations, and I've got a lot of questions, and also because those questions are people keep asking. So today I just want to use this live stream to share with you guys, to remind you, let's say to remind you or to correct you if you have the same problem. Okay, so the first thing we today basically will go through one, two, 3, 4, 5 questions. Okay, there will be more because still some questions I'm doing the research. So not only these 5 questions, but I want to share with you guys starting from these 5 questions. So the first question is very simple. Just let me put it here. Okay, so it may be not so clear. Well, I can also type it here. So the first one is okay. This is today's first question. How many tones? Because today I try to speak English because I know many learners they are just a beginner. So I hope English will be can help more people. So the first question, how many tones are there in Mandarin? Normally we say 4 tones. Flat tone, rising tone, third tone, or you can say falling rising tone or fourth tone, okay, falling tone. Okay, normally we say this tone. However, you sometimes could hear people say there is a tone which is unstressed syllable, or you can hear people say neutral tone. So this is the 5th tone in Chinese. We call it 轻声. Meaning is means without a tone. So basically, you can say to answer this question, you can say how many tones there are. 4 plus 1. Okay. Basically 4, but plus a neutral tone. Okay, this is the first question. Very simple. The second question is okay, let me also copy it for you. Well, this question is also I heard a lot. Let's just take a look. So, why can't Chinese people understand me even though I'm speaking with the correct tone? Okay. Well, first, I want to say I heard this a lot. This is a normal complaint, normal people's complaint. They think they speak in the correct tone. They think they speaking in the correct tone, very accurately. But why Chinese people don't understand me? Well, the truth is there must be something you're doing wrong. So the truth is that if you speak very authentic, very accurately, very correct, Chinese people will be able to understand you. Okay, is that make sense? So my point is just I want to say, because I heard of this a lot. People say, why people don't understand me? Why Chinese people don't understand me? Even though I speak with the correct tones, but actually the fact is that you think you're speaking with the correct tone, mm, mm, standard correct tone, but actually there is something wrong with it. Because if you are speaking with the authentic, accurately correct tones, people will be understand you. Okay, so what you can do is you can try to have the feedback for your pronunciation. It not to be has to be me. So you just ask your if you have classmates or you have a native speaker friend, that will be really good if you can ask some feedback. Or you can, well, if you trust me, it's also very welcome. You can send me your record. Then I can give you some feedback of your pronunciation. You can find my email address on my the introduction section. Okay, if you trust me, you can send me your record and I will give you my feedback. Okay, let's make a little break because I see some questions. So how can we easily remember tones? Well, this is a very good question. Please wait for a while because this is you ask the point question. This is not only for one person, maybe not only you, many people will have the same question like this. This is a really challenge, really a big task for non-tonal language speakers, how to memorize the tones. Okay, I don't want to just simply answer you something. I want to give you a very complete answer. Okay, so Ali. So please wait for my answer next time, right? Next week, the latest will be next week. I can share you with this answer. Okay, next one is 本来你用在不常用的词汇吧 Okay, I didn't get this question. Depends on mother tongue. No, it's it has some it has a little reason, but this is not the main reason. Okay, 庆莹，你好，晚上好。So, okay, let's continue. This is our today's the second question, and the third question is this. Okay, so the third question is about the third tone. Okay, the next is about the third tone. So people ask, is the third tone really a falling then rising tone, or is it just a low pitch? Okay, what does that mean? First, in this way. So this is the question that I heard a lot, and why people would have this question is because traditionally. So I will start from the beginning. So traditionally in China, when I was a child in the primary school, we were taught that it is first go down and rising in this way. So I'll show you what I mean. So this is what I mean. So first we go down like ma, right? For example, ma. So ma. This is how we were taught at school. And however, now many modern lessons, especially online lessons, they have been taught in this way. they have been taught in this way. Ma, ma. Do you feel the difference? So this is how we were taught at school. It goes like first go down and raise. So ma, ma. Well, this is long and deep. Okay, and some online lesson, modern lesson, they have been taught in this way. This is a low tone, so it pronounced as a ma, ma. Well, this is a very interesting phenomenon. I realized it later, not at the beginning. Well, in my opinion, is maybe they think the low pitch is an easier way for foreigners. Well, this is in my opinion. So, but this phenomenon caused people confusion because people could have such question: is that really a rising falling tone or just a low pitch like a ma? Well, okay, so I hope now it's clear why people have this question. So to answer this question, we were taught in this way, ma, not a ma. Okay, and to answer it completely, we don't pronounce the third tone, fully third tone, every single character. Okay, what I mean, for example, if you're not a beginner, I think you understand what I mean. For example, this 我很好, 3 third tone together, and how we written in this way, 我很好, but we speak in 我很好, half third tone, fully third tone. Okay, this is what I mean. We don't pronounce the third tone every time the fully third tone. Only it really depends. Okay, so this is to answer the question: is it a falling rising tone or a low pitch? You have to check the sentence, look at the context, and look at the tone changing rules. Okay, if you don't know what is the tone changing rules, maybe in our next live stream, I will introduce a little more about the tone changing rules. Okay, today I just want to simply show this answer to you. Maybe it reminds you or inspire you. Okay, so this is to answer this question. Okay, so okay, let me ask is it correct that if there are multi-consecutive third tone, then it will be pronounced two third, for example, 你好了吗? The answer is sometimes, Jing. The answer is sometimes because for your example, that's okay to say 你好老马, two third is okay. But it really have to look at before and after. So you have to not only, this is not all the time you have a standard line. You have to look at the sentence, the before and after. Okay. More examples I didn't prepare. So I just hope to answer your question. It is not every time in this way. Okay. Next one is okay. Next question is let me also copy this to you. So why can't I pick out any tones or hear the tones when Chinese people speak quickly? Okay. Many people say that they can't pick up the tones when they hear native speak quickly? Well, first of all, I want to say not only foreigners. This question is not only for foreigners. You can't pick out the tones from native speaker. Even native speaker cannot pick out the tones from every single tone. Okay, but this doesn't matter for us. This is not the big problem for us because what we look at the sentence, what we understand the sentence is we don't pay attention on every single tones. This is what we don't. What do we do? What do we not do? So what we do is first we hear a sentence, we would target the stress part, and we would hear the flow. Okay, this is how we understand the sentence, how we understand and have communication with the sentence. We try to feel the sentence, but not the tone. But because the tone is only a part of the information, but you also look at the contraction, the flow, the stress part. So this part, well, this is about the comprehensive ability. So if you don't have the comprehensive ability yet, no worry. This is a big topic, and but I just hope I point out why this costs you that you can't hear it because you need comprehensive ability. Okay, not only look at the tone, but the contraction, stress, and the flow. Okay. To answer this question more specifically, earlier I mentioned that this is not only a question for you, for Chinese learners, also a question for native speakers, but just this is not a problem for native speakers. And to explain it more specifically, precisely, I wanted to say when people speak the sentence, let's see one example. So let's see one example. Very simple example. So just when you hear from a textbook, it sounds like 你是哪国人? Each tone very clear, very complete, and each syllable they are averagely pronounced. So like 你是哪国人? But how native pronounce this in the real life? We just say 你是哪国人? 你是哪国人? Okay, from 你是哪国人 to 你是哪国人? Do you think I did anything change with the tone? Do you think I did anything change with the tone? 你是哪国人? 你是哪国人? Well, the truth is I didn't do anything change with the tone, but what I changed is first I separated the sentence from here, then 你是 they run together. Second, 哪国人 they run together. So what I have changed first, I separated it and I stressed this 哪. Okay, so earlier it was pronounced averagely and each one very completely. But when we say it in real life, we no one speaking that way because that's gonna be super hard for everyone. This is not the way people communicating, right? So we would choose an easier way to say. So it's just like 你是哪国人? But well, however, it is hard for foreigner to hear. Oh, what tone do you use? But as I said, for native speakers, we don't hear the tone either. But this is not a problem for us because we can target the stress part and we can target the target words. So this is not a problem. Okay. Okay. I hope I answered this completely. Okay. Quinty. Hi. It's the same. Yes, the tones are the same. I didn't do anything change with the tone. Lenny, right? Not too much, just faster and blend it together. Right. Just faster. I just speed up and separate the sentence into two parts. Okay. So this is the fourth question, and we have the last question is. Our last question is this. So, okay. Can people understand me if I speak with the wrong tones or no tones? Okay. Do you have the same question? Okay. Let me think. How can I put this? Well, this is recently I've heard a lot when people ask this. Can people understand me if I speak? Obviously, when you start to learn Chinese, and that's what I worry about. Okay. Let's see if I'm able to make you better. Okay. So, when you start to learn Chinese, and you realize that the tone part is very hard to deal with, and you might have such idea, oh, why don't you just let me start to say it, and the tones let it let let it wait or something. So, well, this is a comment that people would think in this way, but in fact is that if you have this idea, you try to learn character or a word, but without a tone. What is going on? For example, uh, for example, uh, this is a E. Okay, if you're totally zero beginner, you don't know any Chinese character yet, and you just learn the Chinese alphabet. Okay, so this is the alphabet E, and the pronunciation E, but the tone is first tone, so it's like E, E. Okay, but you find this tone is so hard to deal with, and you decide to let it wait. So what will happen later is you only try to pronounce this E, but actually what we have is we have E clothes, we have E aunt, we have E chair, we have E 100 million. So do you realize what you have missed? You actually have missed a very important information. So you just learn the Chinese alphabet E, but you don't pay attention on the tones. So you actually don't know what exactly it is. Because if you learn Chinese, I think you understand what I mean. Yes, because different tones expresses different meaning. So that's why as I said, if you only learn the Chinese alphabet but not the tone, that means you have missed a very important information. And back to our question. Okay. Okay. I will answer your question a little bit later. So let me finish this question. So Can people understand me if I speak with the wrong tones or no tones? In my opinion, it is better that you speak no tone than wrong tones, because if you speak no tone, then you just leave it up to the listeners. Let her guess what are you supposed to tell. But if you tell the wrong tone or you make a mistake, that means you are not only leave the question for the listeners, also you lead them wrong. So it makes the listener harder to guess what are you going to tell. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So can people understand me if I speak with the wrong tones or no tones? In my opinion, I suggest that if you're not sure about the tones, you may leave the syllable with a flat tone. Well, that will be a little better. You try to say whatever tone. Okay, so at least the listener will know that okay, I have to guess what that means. Then because you maintain the first tone. Okay, this is what I can suggest for you. And second one is okay, so just wait a minute. This I wanted to show you more examples. Okay. Another point of view that I want to share is can people understand you if you speak the no tones or wrong tones? It also depending on the listeners. Is that the listeners has experience deal with the foreigners a lot, or a Chinese tutor, or young people or student? They might be much easier to guess what you mean. But for example, if you're talking with an elder generation or an old people, they definitely will find it's super hard to know what you want to tell. Okay, so basically this question is depending on the level of the listeners, how much he can guess you, and the ability, the listener's communication, and the experience of the listener, how much experience he dealing with the foreigners. Okay, so this is the answer to that question. And one suggestion is if you're not sure about the tones, or you just see people's face like all confused, then you may try to say it again, but maintain the flat tone. Okay, let me see your question. 我想买一本书和想卖一本书的意思完全不一样。Yes, yes, yes. So, if you only learn the alphabet are totally the same. But first is 买 to buy, to sell is 卖. Okay, totally different. Okay, 丑我以前总把这两个说错了。Okay, so now is that better? 丑 and 臭. Now, have you mastered it already? Okay, next one. 老师, is it true that in Chinese music, singers don't use tones? Okay, this is also a big question. The answer is it depends. It depends because with the in the music with the different lyrics, it could be different. Also depending on the singer, what kind of emotion he wants to use. So basically, it is not depending on the tone itself. It's not depending the tone, original tone itself. It also you have to look at the lyrics and the flow and the singer, what kind of emotion he wants to express. Okay, I hope I answered your question. Okay. Okay. So today, this is these few questions. What I prepared recently, I heard a lot from people. Is that any helpful? I just answered 5 questions, and I'm still doing this. Working this with people to see how much how much I can help with people. And if you guys if you don't know about your tone, your self-tone, if you trust me, you can send me the record to my email, and I will every email I will answer you. Okay, I will give you my feedback, and if you want to, the second one is if you want to look at it deeper. It's just 1 minute. I'll find this. Okay, so if you wanted to take a closer look, if you really want to improve your tones and you want to take a closer look at how to improve your tone, how to master Chinese tones, you can sign up this page. This is my webpage. You can sign up this page, and from time to time, I create a webinar, and in that webinar, so this is a question. Actually, this question is from the webinar. People ask me a lot, and I try to answer their questions. So if you want to improve your Chinese until eventually speak like a native, you can sign up this web page. This is my web page, and from time to time I will have a webinar and I will send invitation to you. Okay, so what else question you have? 你还是跟李常老师说话吧。I feel confused with your question. Why you have this question? Maybe you want to ask. Recently, I don't go to Teacher Richard's live lesson. That's because recently I'm working on with this project. So I don't actually have that time than usual. Okay? Okay. 哦，他的母亲去世了。Oh, really? Oh my God. 我还不知道。OK，谢谢你告诉我啊，谢谢你告诉我，我会问一下李常老师的，谢谢你告诉我，我还不知道，因为最近我在忙就是这个项目的事情。OK，我真的不知道。OK，so guys, do you have some more questions? If not, I want to stop here. Yeah, I want to take a little break. This is today is a Friday. In this week, 这个星期每天从星期一到星期五我每天可能工作都超过12个小时。我每天都工作超过12个小时，所以我如果大家今天没有问题的话，那我就休息一下。OK，谢谢你静怡。我最近没有跟李常老师联系，但是我现在知道了，我会去问候他一下的。我一定会去问候他一下。好的， 如果大家没有问题呢，那我们下个星期再见，好吗？好，拜拜，拜拜。